Well, good day and welcome to you. It is February the 25th. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you happen to be. My name is Gary Willing, and I always want to welcome everyone to Search for Signs. Whether you're totally new to this information or you've heard it before, I'm really glad you're here. I think this is quite extraordinary information that I'm sharing with you. Hopefully you'll see some value in it yourself, but I do recommend for everyone, whether you've heard this before or you've hearing it for the first time, that you check out the links that I provided in the description portion of these videos, or do your own research and go off and look at it yourself. Whatever you want to do, as long as you start to educate yourself better about this, then you can really see if there's any truth to it, and then you can really decide how you want to proceed with it. And I do think that is the best thing that any one of us can do in relation to this information at this moment in time. I also would like to extend an invitation to whoever cares to ask a question about what we talk about here, to post your question or questions as a comment, and I'll try my best to answer it. I do like questions because it does help us all get to know this information a little bit better. So I'm not saying I'm going to have the best answer for you or it'll be 100% spot on and accurate, but I'll do my best to try to answer it. All right. Now, I had recorded a video yesterday and didn't put it up. I just kept listening to it. I was going to really throw my 2 cents in to what's going on in the Ukraine crisis right now with Russia invading Ukraine the way that it's doing. But I want to just read what Benjamin Creme's master said about war. The title of the article that he wrote back in 2009 is entitled "The Blasphemy of War." Why did he use the word blasphemy? Well, it goes against the very divine nature of humanity. The divinity within the hearts of all of us knows the truth about all of us, that we are one, that there's nothing but unity all throughout cosmos, that we should start living life like that. It starts with the principle of sharing, which will bring about justice, which will eventually bring about peace. As Maitreya says, without sharing there can be no justice, without justice there could be no peace, and without peace there could be no future. And war goes directly against the truth and the divinity within the hearts of humanity. And so, like I said, I was going to talk about it, and maybe in the next video or so I'll throw my little opinion into what's going on in the Ukraine crisis. But for right now, I just want to read what Benjamin Creme's master said about the blasphemy of war. Twice last century, the world was convulsed by total war, 2 terrible phases of one war which cost humanity many millions of lives. Each was meant to be, quote, the war to end war, unquote. But still there are those who plot and plan for yet another trial of strength, with weapons of even greater destructiveness. How long, we must ask, will it take man to realize that war solves nothing, proves nothing, and adds only pain and loss to the peoples of earth? A major reason for the Master's return to the everyday world is precisely to remind men of this, to so influence their thinking that they turn away from war forever. So many nations today possess the nuclear bomb, the most destructive weapon ever conceived and built, that a future major war would be the ultimate horror, the complete destruction of life on planet Earth. For many millions of years, Earth would be a dead planet, a toxic waste. Men themselves would have to incarnate on some dark, far-off world and begin again the long, long journey into the light. You may be sure that when Maitreya eminently begins his open mission, he will face men with this problem and its outcome and offer his solution and advice. War, he will remind men, is a blasphemy, a detestation, and crime against all men, involved or not. War, he will say, must be considered thus if humanity and the lower kingdoms are to survive. Sharing in justice alone, he will say, will ensure the future for man. Strive for unity and cooperation, for the men of earth are one. Quote, see your brothers as yourself, unquote, and take the steps into your divinity. Take your brother's needs as the measure of your actions, and solve the problems of the world. There is no other course. Thus will Maitreya speak to the people of earth. Thus will he endeavor to change the direction of their thinking. Will the people listen to and act on his advice? Fear and foreboding fill the minds of men. Ancient habits of thoughts die hard and are loath to change. More and more, however, the problems and privations which accompany the economic collapse of today encourage men to seek new ways of living and turn their thoughts to sharing, to the creation of a more just and generous world. Thus there are many to respond to Maitreya's words. Many, of course, are not ready to change. Many are content with the present situation, expecting a quote-unquote upturn in the markets before too long, when they will begin again to make money from air for their company and themselves. Many, too, in the religious fields will welcome little the appearance of Maitreya. Bereft of knowledge, clinging to their man-made dogmas, they will find in Maitreya the Lord of love, the abomination of evil that they fear. But not all. Many religious groups around the world have seen and heard Maitreya's words before, albeit in another guise. They will remember the teacher who appeared to them, who planted the seeds of sharing and justice in their minds, while endowing their lands with the waters of life from Aquarius. Eventually, so great will be the pressure for a better, a fairer, and safer world that even the most bigoted will add their voices to the clamor for change. Thus will it be. Remember to take action and help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos.